Welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. If you've watched my previous video, you may know that I'm in the process of taking apart my vehicle, but actually, currently, I'm in the process of putting it back together. So when in doubt, whip it out, right? When in doubt, whip it out. So what I whipped out right here is the breakdown of the Redcatracing short course truck. Now this happens to be the brushed version, but I'm currently working on my brushless. There's really very minor differences between them. But what I got here are these longer screws right here. Always, because I stuck all my screws in a cup. They're all mismatch. Got this metal plate right here. These screws go through. And then I got two longer ones here, B903075 and then B90375. So I got a total of 4 of them. Always consult your owner's manual in the proper placement. So if we're looking at this, these two longer screws right here are going to go through these two holes. Then those two longer screws I've already placed in the metal plate are going to go right where they are, so that these two right here, so this essentially will slide over the top like so. These screws, these screw holes right here will end up going through here, which receive these longer screws. Just a medicine syringe filled with motor oil. I'm going to try an oil bath. If you want, I would suggest watching the previous video and what I planned on doing. Basically, I'm just filling up this reservoir with motor oil. I'm going to fill it up flush, because when I took apart this differential, it had very minimal signs of lubrication, or not the differential itself. The internals inside here were lubricated very well, but between this gear right here and this gear, I saw a minimal amount of lubrication. So I'm going to fill up this reservoir. I'm going to let you guys know how this works out in the end. You see we're getting close to the level with the surface here. Maybe just a little, that's probably good in actuality. That's probably good. So there's my differential cover. And that shiny stuff you see there is just a weird type of glue. It's actually dry to the touch, but I just basically made a gasket. I just put on a very, very thin layer. It's soft and squishy. It acts like silicone, but we're going to install that. So we got our two shorter screws here, our two longer screws here. We'll set those down. I'm just going to gently drive them down with my driver. Just get them close. It's very easy to over torque something with at least with my impact drill driver. Nice and slow. And nice and slow. Let's see if we can brighten that up a little bit right there. As soon as you hear that resistance going nice and slow, stop. Finish it with a hand driver. And in this particular case, because I made a gasket, it ended up being just a little bit too tight, so I backed off the screws and then rotated the spur gear until it started to move freely. And now that's where I'm going to leave it. Now I'm just going to add some lubrication right there. Now my spur gear, for me, what I found actually works good is actually electrical grease. It seems to stick a lot better than any other type of grease I know. Granted, it's a lot heavier, it's a lot thicker, but but it seems to stick really well. So that's why I'm using electrical grease for here. And now we have a nice quiet operation. Everything's working very smoothly. Always check everything, and then I'll just go ahead and reassemble this part of it, and then I'm going to fix my drive shaft. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees the other direction, and then reassemble it probably inside the vehicle. Hope you all enjoy this little segment. This doesn't have to apply to this particular vehicle. Any particular vehicle that you have that you may want to modify, like I'm trying an oil bath here. I think I'm going to go ahead and later on, it's not going to be on video, I'm going to go ahead and do the front side and give it an oil bath too. I don't see any wrongdoing in that personally. As you can see, it got a little bit of squeeze out, so it's a little bit shiny right there. Let's see if I can brighten it up just a little bit here. It's a little bit shiny from squeeze out from the oil, but at least now for sure I know the pinion gear and the reduction gear inside the differential are going to be lubricated along with the bearings. So at least that's a nice aspect of everything.